first start with congratulating you with the release of your album, Live in France. I think it's really nice that you can release a live album, like basically short after your first release came out. Did I understand correctly that you were not aware that it was recorded?
Yep. So we weren't really planning on doing it. But so that the show that live album was taken from, we basically we went and played the show, and then the guy who helped us put together the show, we get backstage and he goes, "So, I didn't say anything about it, but I actually recorded the whole thing, so if you want to use it, you can." And then we're like, "All right, cool, we got a live album now." So that's pretty much how it happened. We didn't really we didn't plan on it, but nice surprise, I guess.
Yeah, that's really nice. I saw you already published some live videos before on your YouTube. Do you see yourself as a band that people discover through live shows first?
I mean, that would be the ideal scenario. Unfortunately, up to this point, we've only played 14 shows, I think. So we haven't played that many shows. I mean, we are about to change that. We're going to go on tour in 2025, get some more shows under the belt. But I think mainly people have discovered us online, through ads, of course, but mainly through word of mouth. The underground heavy metal community and the heavy metal community as a whole has been really supportive of the albums that we've put out so far, and it's kind of just spread like wildfire, like such.
Well, good to hear. If you go into a show, how do you pick the set list?
It's always it's kind of a tough thing. Not, I mean, at least, well, yeah, right now we only have 15 songs in our catalog. So if we were playing for like an hour and a half, we could play pretty much every song. Um, but the real thing that we consider is like we want something that flows really well. So we're probably, unless we had like a really cool reason to do it, like we probably wouldn't open up the set with like a ballad. We would probably open up the set with something that's like a little bit heavier, a little bit faster, and then put the ballad maybe later in the set when it brings like a really new dynamic. But I guess that's all it really is we just want like a good dynamic. So picking the songs for us, yeah, we can just play all of our songs and then just figure out how to order them, I guess.
Yeah, and just like you'd normally start a set with something that's pretty like heavy, fast, get people straight into it. Normally, you finish off the set with one of your more popular songs as well.
So, which one is that for you?
Well, if you look at our like Spotify and you look at YouTube and stuff, that tends to be the song "Wings of Steel," the self-titled one. That
Yeah.
one's been doing really well, largely due to the music video we put out for that one as well.
Okay, yeah. I was wondering, if you go and do a live show, do you have any special routines that you prepare for a show?
Well, for me, I do some warm-ups, I sing through a couple of songs that I really like. So I'm like, even before you go on stage, you've already like performed a little bit, whether it's just you in front of a mirror or you in front of the band. Sorry, guys. And the last like couple of minutes before we go on, I like to just kind of like sit down in solitude, quiet space, and just like get in the zone. And then yeah, it's showtime. So that's pretty much it for me. How about you, Parker?
Yeah, so I'll sit in complete silence for 5 hours before the show, and then I'll drink 2 bottles of Jack Daniels and do 300 push-ups, and then I'm ready to go.
Hmm. That
No,
sounds very
that
rock
was
and roll.
no, that was a joke. I don't do any of
I
that.
figured.
I just show up
Mm,
and I'm ready to play, and that's it. I
all
mean, yeah,
right.
I'll warm up a little bit, but no, I don't
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
go I
usually
don't like to
like,
go too crazy.
yeah, if you want to take it further, take it back further, we try to have like a good meal a couple of hours before the show,
Mhm.
stuff like that. So we're
Yep.
good on the energy. Make sure you get a good night's sleep before, if possible. Very important as
Yeah.
well.
Good food and good sleep the night before. That's the key.
That
That's
makes
the
a good
best.
show.
Hmm.
That's challenging if you're on a tour, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well. Um, Usually I ask the people I interview to look a little bit at the album to get to know it. For you, the album is already out a little bit, so I would definitely like to hear a little bit about your perspective on how it turns out live if you play that song. So let's start with the first one you released as single, I think, Gates of Twilight.
Yeah, so I mean
Hmm.
that song, well, we picked it as a single. I mean, it was kind of hard to pick which one we would use, but we said we'll do this one because the thing that's really cool about that song is like when it's played live, it just breathes really well and it flows and it progresses along really nicely. It's not like some of the other songs in our catalog that are a little more like, okay, there's a clear verse and a clear chorus, and it has that kind of it's a little more like it has the first part of the song, then it morphs into the second part, and then it kind of explodes out into the third. Then it's like it kind of just progresses along like that. So I think from a live standpoint, that's like really cool because it showcases like a little bit more than just one thing. And yeah, we really just wanted to kind of to capture the energy of the band live, and we thought
Hmm.
that song was. I mean, they all capture it, but I thought
And
that was
it's
yeah.
played at like a slightly faster tempo too. That's like it's the live tempo. That's kind of where we wanted to be played at, and I feel like that really brought it to life as well. And then we finished that song off. I mean, you got to go and listen to it for the ones who haven't heard it. But we finished it off with like a huge guitar solo as well. So that's a little extra in there for people to hear.
Yeah, that's nice. Um, well, we already talked a bit about ballad. She Cries brings a totally different vibe to the set. I think if you listen to the song, um, what can you tell me about this one?
It's a really fun one to play live. The crowd, no matter where we play, they always seem to really like that one. And I don't know, it's one of those songs that have this huge chorus. It is kind of a ballad, right? It starts off as a ballad, kind of finishes like a ballad, but it has this huge section like in the middle of the song where it just like totally kicks in another gear and takes you on a journey. So it's a really fun song to play. It translates really well live, and it's one of the fan favorites. It seems like.
Yeah, you summed it up well, man.
That's nice. When I was listening to Cry of the Damned, I think that was a song where I heard basically all the elements that I heard in all the other songs. So basically, sort of summarizing what the vibe that I get from your album. Uh, how do you come to that one?
I think we usually place that one pretty early in the set. Um, But yeah, I mean that's another that's a more like it's a little more okay, we have a clear verse, we have a clear chorus. It's a little more of like a traditionally structured song, but in the same light too, like it's really cool like rhythmically to play. It has like a cool groove to it. The way some of the sections flow together is really nice. There's some cool moments in there. So it's always a great song to play. We love it. It's got a fun chorus. I like playing the solo. Like yeah. I like playing all the solos on all the songs. Don't get me
No shit, my bro.
Yes. Your anthem song, Wings of Steel, it has very high energy. Can you explain to me a little bit more about how you bring that up in a live set?
Yeah, it's like you said, it's got really high energy. It's so far it's the song that we've ended like we've closed each and every single set with that song. Like I think it makes sense. You go out with a bang. Again, it's one of those songs. It brings the whole venue to life for sure, and it's yeah, I don't know. It's pretty straightforward. It's like a traditional heavy metal tune. It's kind of what you would expect from a traditional heavy metal tune, but it's Wings of Steel. So you get our flavor, our take on it.
Yep, well said. Just here you go. All right, you made it to the end. We're gonna give you the song that you if you know any song in the set, you most likely to know this one. So here we go at the end. But no, it's a lot of fun and yeah, I think it's a good cool way to end it. Um I feel like maybe we're ruining it by saying we're always gonna end the show with that song because maybe we won't, but I mean, odds are we're gonna continue to end the show with that song because it really just kind of it's a really nice way to go out.
Yeah, it's one of those things too. I don't think our fans would allow us to leave the venue until we played it. So it's a nice one to throw in at the end.
Yeah.
All right. If you look at these tracks, is there like one song that always sets everything in motion? Or, I mean, you have a lot of energetic songs, so for me it's hard to say.
Mm,
When does the mosh pit come in?
it's it's kind of funny. We had last tour we had like one mosh pit. It actually happened when we played a cover. Um, but I mean like Wings of Steel is one of those songs. Fall in Line is another song that has like great energy that
Yep.
people really like. I
Hmm.
think we've been putting that very early on in the set. If we save that for when people are like warmed up, I think that would also get people going a lot. So, note to self for the next tour.
Mm. All right, you already said a little bit about that tour. What's the plans?
Well, so far we have 3 shows that have been announced, so that's what we can tell you about. But besides so we got Up the Hammers Festival in March in Greece, and then we got Iron Fest Open Air June 14th, I think, in Germany, and then also Headbangers Open Air in
Mm,
July, end of
nice,
July, also in
nice.
Germany. So those are the 3 that we have announced, and then um, the show in Greece in March will be kind of like a one-off thing, but later in June and July we're planning to do some more headline dates in and around Europe. So yeah, that's what to keep an eye out to look for. Um,
All right, nice to see that you're coming back to Europe then. Anything for you local that you're looking after right now, maybe?
so yeah, we're really hoping that we can finally get a tour put together in the US this next year. The major hurdle that we have to overcome, and basically the primary reason why we hardly played out here at all since the inception of the band, is just we need to get Leo the proper visa to play shows out here, and it's just difficult to get it. Um, but we're doing what we can. We're doing our best to try to get all that situated because we are absolutely dying to play in our home country. So
Well, it's also nice to keep yourself anonymous for your own living area. So says a
Well,
little
yeah, I
bit for
mean,
both.
by the time we do manage to get out to the US, because it's been so long now we haven't been able to get out there, at least that kind of guarantees that when we do get to play there, we're going to be able to fill the venues pretty well because we've built up all this anticipation.
Yeah. All right. Do you have any wish list or dream to tour to do?
Like in terms of like to play with bands or venues
For example.
uh yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, it'd be really cool to get on with one of those, titans of bands like, Iron Maiden or Judas Priest while they're still active. Like that'd be really cool. In terms of venues, I don't really have any specific ones in mind. There are some
as
really
big
cool
as
venues around the
possible.
world. Yeah, I mean, that'd be great. But there are also some really cool venues around the world, like, in castles or like in an old ruin or like an old whatever, like something ancient, pretty much.
Yeah.
Ancient gigs sound sick. That would be cool to do.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen a lot of bands going to the Acropolis in Greece. So
See, yeah, that'd be
who
really sick.
knows? That's that's amazing. Yeah. All right. What's else other than the tour? Are you working on a new release?
Yes. So we actually, um, Leo just was here for a couple months, and we've written and recorded our next full length studio album. We're trying not to talk about it too much because it's like, well, we got the live album coming up now, so
Mm.
but yeah, so there are some more Wings of Steel tracks on the horizon. We're getting it all produced right now, getting that whole process going. And so we're looking at having the full album out probably we're maybe like August or September. We haven't picked a final date yet, but that's kind of that's the rough estimate right now. So 2025 is it's gonna be a good year. There's gonna be a lot of stuff. So
All right. Is it going to be a lot different then, or are you continuing the way you are with the music? Do you think?
It's all got our sound on it. It's
Yeah.
not like a huge departure or anything. I think our songwriting has definitely taken another step. and I think there are definitely some heavy ass tunes on there. I think a lot of people are going to be stoked to hear that. But there's a little bit of everything. There's great depth to the songs that we have on this album. I'm not going to spoil too much, but like there's yeah, you know what? No, we'll just have to wait and see. It's gonna be great.
All
Yeah,
right.
there's still lots of dynamic. It's not like we sound like a completely different band or whatever. I think we've matured, but we've only honed in on our sound even more so, I think. So I think a lot of people are gonna really dig this next album that we got. So
Nice. Well, first people can get to see it all live and get enthusiastic
yes.
about that.
All right.
Very good. Last question I have for every band in this series. Do you have a Christmas wish or some wisdom that you want to share with the world?
Oh, that's a great question.
I mean, a Christmas wish. I'm not entirely sure. In terms of something to share with the world, like we live in freaking crazy times right now, and our next coming studio album actually reflects a lot upon the craziness we live in. And if I could just wish everyone, just peace, love, and heavy metal, and stay safe, help out wherever you can, and yeah, just spread love.
Nice.
Sums it up good. I think in terms of wishes, hmm, I mean, there's lots of things that I could wish for. I could wish to go out on tour with all these bands that Leo was talking about in your previous question. That would be pretty great. Um, it would be nice to I don't know, have a little vacation. A vacation, even though I love touring, have a vacation, like maybe I tour and then I got like 3 days to like just chill and do nothing. That's my Christmas wish.
That's
Downtime.
well, that sounds nice. I'm sure if you're on the road in the summer, there's always a Monday.
Yep, yep.
That's right.
It's a
All right,
realistic wish. It's not too far of a stretch. It's cool.
cool. Now, I want to thank you very much for your time. I'm hoping that I get to see you on the road somewhere. I'm from the Netherlands. Maybe if you have some shows there, so I'll catch you up, or maybe I'll cross the borders. I am very often on the roads. But thank you anyway, and yeah, good night.
Yeah, thank you so much. We actually we're gonna try to make it out to the Netherlands this time around, but yeah, we'll see. But it would be great to see you in person, and thank
Yeah,
you so much for the interview. Great meeting you.
yeah, it's great
Yeah,
meeting
thanks
you.
again. It was fun hanging out, fun talking. So,
All
yeah.
right, thank you.
All right.